English poetry from Romantics to moderns. This is our fifth lecture, as you can see. In this lecture, actually, we will continue that poem that we started already in the previous lecture, lecture number 4, Daffodils by Wordsworth. We need to finish that part which is still unfinished, and inshallah once we finish this poem, we are going to start a new poem by the same poet, but it is another one which is the rainbow. So let's please finish this part about daffodils, and then inshallah, as I said, we will move to the other poem. Now, we stopped at this point last time, which is Wordsworth's theory of poetic creation. The daffodils also, as you see, illustrates Wordsworth's theory of poetic creation. What's meant by poetic creation? This is what you are going to know right now. Wordsworth did not write poetry about the emotion being felt at the time of writing. So he is not writing, poetry at the same moment in which he feels these feelings and these emotions. According to him, a poem is the expression of an emotion recollected in tranquility, which means that he feels something, and then he does not write about it at the same time, but later, when he is sitting in peace, he starts to recollect, he starts to remember all what he saw before. Now he saw the daffodils in 1802 and must have often sought solace in recollecting them in his imagination in hour of weariness. But he wrote this poem only in 1804, which means that after 2 years he wrote this poem. So he saw the daffodils in 1802, and then he started to write about them in 1804, which means that he recollected, he saved, he stored what he saw in his mind for 2 years. And then when he found the chance and the opportunity, the time to write about this experience which he lived with the daffodils, he started to write about it. So Wordsworth perhaps felt that a lapse of a certain span of time was necessary for an emotion to get purged of undesirable frills and trappings and be fit for poetic creation. Now let's move to that point about the figures of speech used in daffodils. Actually, the poem Daffodils is full of many figures of speech. Let's go through some of them. I wandered lonely as a cloud. This is the first line in the poem, of course, and the first line makes nice use of personification and simile. So you have a personification and you have a simile at the very beginning of the poem. The poet assumes himself to be like a cloud, and this is a simile, of course, floating in the sky. So he describes himself as a cloud, and this cloud is floating, moving very slowly in the sky. When Wordsworth says in the second line, I, poet as a cloud, look down at the valleys and mountains and appreciates the daffodils. It is the personification, and then we have also a personification where an inanimate object, the non-living thing, like the cloud, possesses the quality of a human, enabling it to see the daffodils. So he describes himself as a cloud, and this is a kind, as we said, a kind of personification. And because the cloud is inanimate, is non-living, but it has that quality of the same as human beings. It has the ability to see these daffodils. So this is a kind of personification. Then the line in the poem, 10,000 saw I at a glance, is an exaggeration and a hyperbole describing the scene of 10,000 daffodils altogether. Alliteration is the repetition of similar sounds, is applied for the word h in the words high, and also health. So we have he, high, and in health, and this is a kind of alliteration. Now let's move to another point, which is also an interesting one, which is about the symbolism in the poem. The symbols used in this poem. The breeze, which makes the daffodils dance and flutter, is symbolic of the poet's creative activity. The joy offered by the daffodils represents the joy, the harmony that abide in nature and that can produce a tranquilizing effect on man's mind. The poet's heart dancing with the daffodils signifies the permanence of joy offered by nature and the participation of human being in that joy. Now, we have already finished the daffodils. We need to have a look now at some sample questions, or as you can call it, model questions. These are questions similar to the one that you will have, inshallah, in your final exams. Question number 1. According to Wordsworth, a poem is the expression of an emotion recollected in what? Is it recollected in confusion? Is it recollected in madness, disturbance, or tranquility? Of course, the correct answer is tranquility. The correct answer is, as you see, is D. The letter D is the right one. Okay, now, after finishing that part in the daffodils, we need now to move to another poem by the same poet, William Wordsworth. This poem is a very simple, and also it is very interesting. It describes the experience which the poet has with the rainbow. When he sees the rainbow, what happens in him, and to what extent the rainbow is attractive and fascinating to him. So my heart leaps up, jumps, my heart jumps when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So once he sees a rainbow in the sky, his heart starts to move, to jump out of joy and out of happiness and merriness, cheerfulness. So it when my life began. So is it now I am a man. So be it when I shall grow old, or let me die. So in all the stages of my life, whether when I was a child, or even when I'm grown up, or even when I become an old man, or even when I die. So whenever I see, whenever I have the chance, whenever I have the moment of seeing the rainbow, my heart is filled with joy and is filled with happiness. Right? So he is telling us that this utmost and this great happiness that he feels when he sees a rainbow. So the child is father of the man, and this is actually one of the characteristics of the romantic poetry, as we mentioned before, that they consider that the child is the father of the man. And this is, of course, one of the most well-known lines of Wordsworth. The child is father of the man. So for the first time when you see this line, you feel that it is a little bit strange how a child can be the father of the man. So it sounds strange to us, right? But the reasons for this, they consider the child as the father of the man because the child is pure and the child is innocent, and this purity and this innocence come to the child from nature and from God. So this nature, the wisdom and the purity is quite clear and is quite hard. Why? Because of the sources of nature and the sources of wisdom and the sources of innocence, are nature itself and of course God. So that's why, because of this input the child has inside him, it makes him like a father of the man. I could wish my days to be bound each to each by natural piety. So this is a wish by the poet, to be all the time linked and connected with nature as long as it gives him full happiness, as we said before. So now if we move to some explanations about the poem itself, we find that My Heart Leaps Up, also known as The Rainbow. So you can find the poem in two titles here. Either you find it as My Heart Leaps Up, or you can find it as The Rainbow. So My Heart Leaps Up, also known as The Rainbow, is a poem by the British Romantic poet William Wordsworth, noted for its simplicity of structure and language. The poem is very simple, and you know, it has that simplicity of structure and also of language. The language is quite simple and quite understandable, as you can see. It describes the joy that he feels when he sees a rainbow, and notes that he has felt this way since his childhood. He concludes the poem by noting how his childhood has shaped his current views, and stating that the child is father of the man. Right? Now, my heart leaps up when I behold. In this very short poem, consisting of only 9 lines, the speaker begins by declaring that he is moved by nature, and especially by nature's beauty. My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. He goes on to say that he has always felt the impact of nature, even when he was an infant. So he got that influence of nature since his childhood, and since he was even an infant. So was it when my life began? So is it now I am a man. The speaker is so certain of his connection with nature that he says it will be constant until he becomes an old man. So this influence and this effect of nature, as we said, is permanent to him and is constant, which means that it moves from one stage of his life to the other one. It never stops at being child, or when he becomes a man, or even when he is going to be an old man. So you find that this connection to nature and this enjoyment and happiness of nature is going on throughout all the stages of his life, childhood, adulthood, or even when he is an old man. So until he becomes an old man, or else he would rather die. So be when I shall grow old, or let me die. Now, in the next line, he declares that children are superior to men, as we said. So they, and this is a view adopted by all the romantics. They believe that the children are superior. They are superior to men. Why? Because of this. Because of the proximity to nature. Because of their closeness to nature. Because they are very close to nature. So that's why they are wiser than men and superior than men. The child is father of the man. For this reason, he wishes to bend himself to his childhood self. So, which means that he wishes to live all his life only in the childhood stage. So he wants all his life to be like a child and not moving, not leaving this precious stage of his life, this unmatched stage of his life. So that's why he wishes to live all his life to be confined, to be limited, framed in that stage of his life, which is childhood. And I could wish my days look to be bound each to each by natural bud. So he wants all his days, all his life to be bound, to be linked, to be connected to nature. Right? Then we have a form. The form here, the rhyme scheme here in this poem is A, B, C, C, A, B, E, D, D. This is the rhyme scheme. Now, if we move to that point, which is the analysis, we find that the speaker explains his connection to nature, stating that it has been strong throughout his life. He even goes so far as to say that if he ever loses his connection, he would prefer to die. So he's telling us that if that connection, if that closeness to nature is going to stop, he does not want to live anymore. So he wants his life to stop if it is not going to be completely connected to nature. So for him, nature is not like a non-living thing. Nature here is giving him life. Nature here supports him all the time. Nature shares his happiness and his sadness. So that's why he is really connected and completely connected to nature. So as we say that he wishes to die if this connection is going to stop or to be broken. The 7th line of the poem is the key line. We find here in this poem, the child, as we said, is father of the man. The line is often quoted because of its ability to express a complicated idea in so few words. The speaker, as we said, he believes that the children are closest to heaven and God, and through God, nature, because they have recently come from arms of God. Now, the speaker understands the importance of staying connecting to one's own childhood, stating, I could wish my days to be bound each to each by natural beauty. The same, again, we are repeating the same poem, which is the poet here is appreciating that importance that he has if his life is connected completely to childhood, and that's why he wishes here his life to be completely and never be separated from both. So he wants to have like an inseparable link with nature itself. So now for Wordsworth, nature was his main source of spiritual comfort, and this is the main reason why he wants his life to be completely connected to nature. Why? Because nature to him is the main source of spiritual comfort. So he has that comfort. Sorry for this. I like to fix this. So again, as we can see that the nature here is giving him, as we said, it is giving him the natural piety, and it gives him the, as we said, the spiritual connect in his life. And not only this, but it is like escape. It is like escape, from all the cares of the world. So if he has a problem in his life, so the only thing that he wants to escape to, that he wants to resort to, is nature. So nature was his main source of spiritual comfort and escape from all the cares of the world, from all the miseries, from all the misfortunes, from all the hardships of the world. His association with life-giving and life-sustaining nature began even when he was only a child and remained with him till his death. So in this short lyric, the rainbow symbolizes the life-sustaining and life-nourishing goodness of nature. The sight of the beautiful rainbow which he saw when he was only a child is deeply etched in his memory, and the same joy that he experienced when he saw it as a child continues to remain with him throughout his adulthood. He desires, as we said, that the same childhood joy should continue to sustain him even in his old age. Wordsworth says that he would rather die. He prefers to die than not being able to experience the same joy that he experienced when he saw the rainbow when he was a small boy after he becomes an old man. The memory of the beautiful rainbow and its pleasant associations from the link between his childhood, adulthood, and his old age, past, present, and the future, Wordsworth concludes the poem by expressing the desire that each day of his existence to be linked with the next by beautiful and simple, natural, like the rainbow. Now, although it appears simplistic, the poem details many, of course, complex ideas. Although the poem might look simple, but still we have many complex ideas in that poem. Wordsworth's opening lines explain how my heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. This is in line 1 and line 2. Wordsworth is overjoyed. He is completely happy at nature, a common theme in all of his work. And this, if you trace the works of William Wordsworth, you'll find that this is a common and a shared theme in his poem, that the enjoyment and the cheerfulness which he gets from nature. But what is more is that he states, so was it when my life began, so it is now and I am a man, so be it when I shall grow old or let me die. As we said, that it goes through that enjoyment, that over-enjoyment of nature goes throughout all his life from the very beginning until he dies. So the last 3 lines contain one of Wordsworth's most famous phrases, which is, the child is father of the man, and I could wish my days to be bound each to each by natural beauty. And this is from line 7 to number 10. Wordsworth is happy enough to have kept his appreciation of nature and only wishes it will last him forever in natural beauty. It is remarkable that many of Wordsworth's poems deal with the relationship of the child to the world, and consequently with the relationship of the adult to the childhood. And through the child relationship of the adult to nature, most simply, this poem says that the poem is thrilled in his youth when he saw one. He will continue to be thrilled by a rainbow when he grows old. If it cannot be so, then he would prefer to be dead. If his life, if his enjoyment with nature stops, he prefers to be dead. Now, this is the last point that we need to have a look now. We have the common questions that we used to have at the end of our lecture, and as I told you, these are model questions. It doesn't mean that you will have the same questions in your final exam, but they are similar to the ones that you are going to have. So what you need is to study the materials that you have in your hands. If you study them well, definitely, inshallah, you will be able to answer all the questions easily. So for question number 1, for Wordsworth, nature was his main source of what? As we have just explained. And escape from all the cares of this life, for spiritual comfort, sadness, disappointment, grief. Of course, the correct answer is A. And I'm about to finish now. I'm about to finish. So this is the end of our lecture. Hope you have enjoyed it, and please, if you have any inquiries, any questions, contact me. You will, inshallah, know my office hours, so you can contact me throughout the line, the mobile line that you will have its number, inshallah, soon. All the best to all of you. Wish you all the success, not only in my course, but on all the other courses. Enjoy your time, enjoy your courses, and all the best to you. See you inshallah in the coming lecture. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.